Hello everyone and welcome back to Mermaid. It is day 21. We are continuing the spamming of mermaids. I don't know, I love this month. I will say, I have to admit that I've kind of felt a bit of a repetitive notion doing nothing but mermaids. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's definitely one of those where you kind of feel a little worn out of doing the same kind of illustration, I guess. And I mean, I still love it, and I'm still going to continue with it and have fun with it and try and come up with different ideas. But that's why today I decided to do a little bit more. And one thing that I've kind of been personally looking at and personally realizing that I want to do is adding more to the illustrations. Like, I know for the most part throughout this series, I've really just done mermaids and just the mermaids by themselves. And it's kind of just one of those where it keeps it simple. I can do it real quick, and I don't feel like I am taking up too much of your guys' time, too much of my time. And really, it's something where if I have a busy day, it's kind of the easiest thing to knock out. But I really been, for me, getting bored of just doing the mermaids alone. So today I added a little bit more. I decided to do a galaxy themed mermaid sitting on the moon, or a crescent moon. And as you saw just a little while ago, I kept trying to do the moon just right behind the mermaid, and it just wasn't working. So finally I went to look for a compass, couldn't find my compass, and ended up finding a ruler. And so I just used it as kind of like a makeshift compass, and sometimes you have to get creative in that way. And for this piece, I did primarily use India inks. Took me a second to think of the word. But yeah, I used the India inks. I used a various rainbow of colors. Why am I saying so much today? But anyways, I used teal, black. The black I watered down, especially for like the moon and some of the shadowing and everything like that. I used teal, a violet, and a pink color for the galaxy design itself. And I really love using the India inks for doing the galaxy themes, just because it's already kind of in a liquid form, and I don't have to figure out like how much color or how much water I need. Like, when it comes, for whatever reason, right, when it comes to watercolors and trying to create like a galaxy look, it's not that it's necessarily difficult for me. It's just that like something doesn't click the same as like, oh, I already have liquid India inks, let me just throw down the liquid. It's literally the same thing, but for whatever reason, I feel like I'm better at it using India inks than I am with watercolors. Silly, I know, but yes. And so I decided that when I was going to approach this, that's what I was going to do. I was going to use India inks. I was going to kind of just do a fun little quirky design. It is a bit more simple, but I just wanted to add a bit more to it. And adding a little, I guess, in a way, story or almost background. You know, she's a galaxy mermaid. She's sitting on a moon. And I did add those fun little stars that I had created a little while back. And I don't know, I think it turned out pretty nice. It is definitely a smaller illustration. The paper that I use is a paper that I got in Japan. It is called VIF art. I don't know if that's even pronounced correctly whatsoever. It is VIFART watercolor paper. And I used, for this one, I want to say I used a hot press. If I believe that's what it is. It's the smoother watercolor paper. I'm still learning the terms, unless it's actually written on the paper, my brain is just like, it's watercolor paper. But I understand that there is a difference. So for those of you who understand, it is the smooth pressed watercolor paper, so there isn't really much granular texture to it on the surface, and that way when I was using the inks, it kind of just ran a bit smoother. The nice thing with this one is that even though it feels a bit thinner for watercolor paper, it only bubbled up a little bit. It did bubble slightly, but only a little bit. And it's one of those papers where, like I had said at the beginning of this, like I have so much paper, like art paper, that's been sitting on my shelf that I have been meaning to use but have just never used, because I kind of fell in love with the Canson multimedia paper, and it's literally kind of been everything I've been using. But now that I've been trying to get into other mediums and trying to use other mediums, I'm trying to use paper that I have had for a while. Now, speaking of supplies that I have not been using, I actually am planning a giveaway for once we reach 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I'm going to be giving away some art supplies that have been given to me or that I have purchased myself that have just been unused. Some, they're mostly, all of them actually, are still in wrappers or in really good condition if they are not in wrappers. But I want to say everything that I have is like wrapped. And if that's something that interests you guys, let me know, because I would love to do that giveaway and give you guys, or give the supplies to someone who will use them. And I will, when we hit that 1,000 subscribers mark, I will definitely make a video of the supplies that I'll be giving away. And if they are something that will interest you, please feel free to enter the giveaway. Obviously, with it being a giveaway, it is free. I am going to restrict it to the US just because I have looked at shipping for international, and it's just more than I can afford personally right now. I am sorry for those of you who are international. But yeah, just keep an eye out for that. It will be coming. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day. Take it easy, and I will see you in the next one.